It's such a privilege to introduce you to Keenan Eksteen. His debut single, Dixie Clouds, has been streamed over 60,000 times online, and that's a significant accomplishment. Over 400,000 hits on YouTube after 9 months. His debut EP called Forever was released in July 2022, shortly followed up with a 15-date European tour in Germany, France, and Austria. That's a big bang.
I tried to do a little bit of bursting here and there where it's allowed.
I always ask the question: what happened? What was the universe like before the Big Bang?
Oh damn! Yeah. 9 to 5, just doing some office admin and all that jazz, but very very mundane.
So was it serendipitous, nearly your entry, or did you know you had talent?
I believed in myself. I wouldn't have knowing talent. I leave that to the world to decide. But I had a feeling we could make something work.
Okay, Keenan, this is an introduction for me, and I suspect maybe for other people, you being a young entrant.
Hoping so.
So maybe describe your music.
Describe the music. Well, okay, it's definitely still very raw. We're doing everything is still 4 on the floor instruments. Not a lot of your electronic elements yet. We haven't found any need for that yet. So it's very
it pure acoustic. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
It's still 4 on the floor modern. Well, it's old school with a modern twist, if I can say so.
Okay, and if you don't want to pigeonhole it by the sound of things.
No, I don't want to tie it out because I'm once I started playing live music, the potential for more has just expanded drastically. So I don't want to tie myself to a genre and say we're doing this, we're doing that. But I mean, all in all, we like our rock and roll and all that jazz.
I like it at a time when computers, I think, are being used for the purpose of creativity, and I always thought that was an exercise in futility. It's not going to happen. The kind of developments on the technological front are very, very interesting indeed.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's definitely interesting, and I definitely think you can get very creative with it, and it helps those who don't necessarily have all the equipments or whatnot at their disposal. But luckily, we've been fortunate enough where we haven't had to turn to too many electronics yet. So that I think that's a little bit of a thing that I'm grateful for as well.
Yeah,
not that I mind the electronics and all that, but
only when it enhances.
when
but I
it
still
serves the song.
believe the seat of that creativity is in the depths of the soul, in the darkest corners of it. And I hope AI is not able to ever get there.
Yeah, hopefully not. I mean, if they start writing better songs than us, then might as well just give up.
Well, they can, but they're duplicating algorithms in the process.
Yeah, we're doing Elton John covers and all that.
And then they shouldn't be able to express those deeper, dark corners. And that's what music is all about. It's about expression, isn't it? It's about honesty and sincerity. How do you read music? Is it personal, deeply personal for you?
Yeah. I think music is the most personal thing that I've connected with so far. That and probably film on the art side of things, but. Yeah, definitely speaks to the soul. Goosebumps all around every time. That's how I knew.
Okay, and tell me about that first composition. How did it possess you? Was it an inspiration? Was it a note? Was it a word? Was it a feeling?
It was a slow start. I wouldn't say that I just picked up the guitar and a banger was churned out. It started slow. Trying to write songs throughout high school. Not really getting somewhere because you start copying things because I haven't tapped into that creative potential where I could create my own thing yet. So it was a slow start up until I'd say like 2018. I was playing around and all of a sudden it was just a melody came across on the guitar and I knew, okay, let's develop that. And slowly I started figuring out how I can put a formula together for a song and all that kind of jazz. Not that I follow a fixed one, but eventually the one came through and then I knew there's something here. We can make something out of it.
It is a reflection of it's personal. That's what you said. It's deeply personal. So Visjay.
That's a difficult one. I'd say listen to the songs. Perhaps no, I'm kidding.
I wanted to see if that reflects in the song eventually.
I would definitely say so, but in a very vague way. I like there's definitely a lot of my personal experience in the song, but I keep it vague so that hopefully everyone can maybe find some relation in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just opens other people up to the feeling.
I would like you to feel what I feel.
Can we feel?
You want to feel something?
Okay. You brought your guitar with icon pad.
I'm gonna give you a new one that's not on the Forever EP, if you don't mind. Called
please.
That Old Poison. So it'll be on the new album that we're planning on releasing soon.
Old Poison. Let's take
Thank
a
you for
listen.
the opportunity. I've seen it burn, my dear. I felt the flame. Yet here I am playing the same old game. I'll end up safe, my dear, just shine your light. But sadly, that old poison's back with me tonight. That old poison's got a hold of me again. Who's to say this might be the end? Gently she flows, running through my blood. Off you go now, honey, goodbye, my love. I've seen it burn, my dear, I felt the flame. Yet here I am playing the same old game. I'll end up safe, my dear, just shine your light. But sadly, that old poison's back with me tonight. Woo! You knew someday that I'd be choosing my time, that I'd fall in love with this poison of mine. But don't you fret now, honey, don't you speak. I know it seems quite funny to be so weak. And I said, mirror, mirror hanging on the wall, tell me now how long before I fall. Call me soon and you might hear a sound, but it ain't me, I'm too high to come down. I've seen it burn, my dear, I felt the flame. Yet here I am playing the same old game. I'll end up safe, my dear, just shine your light. But sadly, that old poison's back with me tonight.
You didn't give me much to work with, but enough.
Not this time.
No, but enough. You didn't give much to work with, but enough.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that I'm trying to feel it. There's lament.
Want some more?
Yeah, don't stop.
No, stop.
Don't,
No, okay.
no, that was really lekker, but
Thank you very much. That was a very small.
it's catchy. It's catchy, and I can understand why that Big Bang is significant in an accomplishment in your life. It is. We're talking 15-date European tour in Germany, France, and Austria. Tell us about your following in Cape Town.
Cape Town. So that one started off obviously as in the beginning we did our launch concert, which was a bunch of people who were anticipated, as well as obviously family and friends and so. But the good, the part where it got good is when we started seeing less family and friends and more new faces, which means obviously crowd and proper fans supporting. Which it was a slow start at the beginning, but it's slowly coming through. I mean, we just sold out our Cafe Rouge show, so that's a very good sign with the trajectory. But I mean, it's a healthy, growing fan base so far.
No, that's good. And I suspect that there are maybe performances this weekend that we can go and see.
Indeed, not this current weekend.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we've got a Cafe Rouge. the sold out one this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But then at 10th of Feb, we've got an armchair gig that we're doing to celebrate the song coming out with Goldfish.
Okay.
10th of February, the song.
So collaborations with Goldfish, exciting.
Yeah, that was.
So they're knocking on the door there.
Hey, that was an interesting turn of events. Jeremy actually knew. Is good friends with Dave and Dom from Goldfish, so he was sending back and forth asking for some advice while we were recording and whatnot. Just because I mean they've been in the industry for so long, so we wanted some feedback, and then feedback turned into let's get together and do something. And
magic
then,
feedback turned into magic.
That was.
Just tell us about Europe and all of those dates over there. Clearly, there's an organic movement here that is growing around the world.
Yeah. Well, Europe started as an idea when Jem started seeing potential that we can pull this off both in a band as well as.
Do you know her?
I do indeed.
Isn't she amazing?
Very much.
No, that's not true. And Lionel Bastos. I don't know if you know him. Yeah, Lionel. I want to talk about Lorenzo Marx to Lionel, that peri inspiration that he brings with as well. We're going to talk to Wendy and Lionel in a short while. But okay, it is your moment still. You're telling us about Europe.
Oh yes. So when Jem started seeing the potential that we could, apart from playing in a band, I can also play, pull it off alone, a show. He got into the talks of maybe going abroad and building a fan base there, because from the get-go it was quite a think big kind of thing, as much as we, as the universe would allow it. So then he got into contact with Jason, who's our booking manager, Jason Ling, and they started chatting back and forth, and within a few months we got the confirmation that we've got a 15-stop tour in Europe.
Wow, and that's obviously just looking at your EP and...
Well, yeah. That was. I'm not too sure how much begging and whatnot went in on that side from Jason's side to ask them at the clubs if we can come perform there. But he worked his wonders, and we were blessed to be able to go over there and play.
That's exciting. That's exciting stuff. Just where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Oh wow. See
Or
myself.
is that too long a time to think about?
No. As far as the world would allow me to go.
Okay. And I think the world is going to take you places, my brother. It's really good to have you. We may just come back.
Thank you very much.
Wendy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I've spoken to you. I've interviewed you so many times. I know I've aged ungracefully. You may not recognize me. I remain a fan. And I must say thank you actually at the start of it. Thank you very much, because at a time when my hormones didn't give me a lot of other stuff to do, you brought the acid rain into my mind. And I've become quite a tree hugger as a consequence.
Yeah. But bunny hugger, tree hugger, can't remember what were the other words.
Are you still that activist?
Not so much. I'm more, I don't know, I've just not really activisting anything at the moment.
You throw your hands up in despair.
I'm just everywhere. I don't know what to believe, what not to believe,
Yeah.
what's going on, what's not going on. That's the only thing I can believe in at the moment.
Don't you think Keenan and his generation of musicians should be taken? Because acid rain is now even more relevant.
Well, the interesting thing is that it was 40 years ago.
Exactly.
How come I knew about it?
Exactly. Now it's called global warming.
Why was it suddenly like now 40 years later it's a thing? That's what I'm
40
curious
years
about.
ago. Isn't that your responsibility now, Keenan?
I definitely think it's our responsibility to take over there a little bit.
And you're going to take that baton?
I think we should do that.
There we go.
Hey, I'm not handing it over yet.
Good
When
for
you're
I
you.
have to grab
When
it
you're
out of
ready,
my
when you're
cold
ready.
dead hands.
Good for you. And Lionel Bastos,
Lovely to see you, Clarence.
yeah, it's good to have you. I've actually interviewed you as well.
I know you
I've
have.
worked at a couple of radio stations, and as I said, I've aged ungracefully. I don't know where the grey hair comes
No,
from.
you haven't graduated.
Your
at
contribution is
all.
significant. 5 albums. Is that 5?
6.
6?
now, yeah.
Oh, there's a new one
There's
now.
a new one.
There's
on
a new one.
Spotify, yeah.
Just tell us, how did you rekindle? Was it necessary to rekindle the flame, or was it just like
Which
that
flame?
creative flame that brought forth
No,
the
it's
sex
always
life?
been there. And then
Yeah.
what happened was we were touring. Wendy and I were doing a lot of work together. And I had all these songs on my phone, which I sent to the guy who does my publishing. And but there was no time to make demos.
Yeah.
So I got them mastered. I got like the best of this, and I did an
Okay.
album like it. And it's
On
called
his
Songs
phone.
from My Phone. It's like selling like.
And I was accusing his
Beautifully.
generation of using technology.
No,
Lionel.
I just thought, somebody said you got the song, why don't you release an album? And I thought, well, why not? And I called it Songs from My Phone. And it's probably one of the albums I'm happiest with.
we
It's so raw.
We were talking about Mozambique just yesterday, and Angola, and that access of spice across the Atlantic to Brazil. Has it influenced you?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up there. I was
Yeah.
born and raised there. So, yeah, I had
Hence
to
the
come to
question.
boarding school and then go back for the holidays
Yeah.
so that I wouldn't learn. I mean, the 5th album is Portuguese songs. Oral Hayes has
Yeah.
done some.
Yes.
PJ did one, but it ended up not having a Portuguese verse. I had
That's
to write
PJ.
I had to write an English verse.
So it's very much a part of your creative expression.
definitely in the way I play and the way I
And
write.
and do you think it distinguishes you as a musician as well? That influence.
I think so. Yeah.
I love that peri music that comes from just above the Tropic of Capricorn. Wendy, don't you like it as
Beautiful,
well?
yeah,
Can you
I
do the
love
salsa
it.
thing and the bachata thing?
I
and
can,
the beach thing.
I was actually spent some time in South America, in Venezuela. It sounds very romantic. I was the, what do you call it, the presenter for a travel show. But we were literally like running through the places and them throwing cocktails at me. And then I'd be like, hey, we're at the... But I learned to dance the merengue.
Yeah, okay,
And,
we on the same
yeah.
page. I thought as much. You strike me as a
I'm
sand in the
terrible
toes kind of
dancer.
girl.
I'm a terrible
Well,
dancer.
we all are. That's
I'm
why
on
we
my
do the
own, I'm a
merengue.
fabulous
You can
dancer,
do
but as
anything.
soon as someone gets in, then
You dance with your hands, man.
they're going to mess up my moves.
Wendy, you going to sing us a song? You going to do a song together? Or?
Yeah, we're going to do a song together.
You started at 19. You formed a band, huh?
I didn't actually form the Sweat Band. The band was already
Okay.
formed before I joined them. In fact, that was the best part. I had a really good band that I just went into. I knew nothing. I was a complete newbie. I only realized how good they were the other day.
I'm saying that because he's 22 and he's also like kind of at about the same kind of space where you, let's say, started your career. I would imagine things are very different. You have a perspective of both sides of the coin.
Also, you eventually end up doing so much stuff. I've done so much stuff, eventing and producing and arranging and choral arranging, and you don't know where you're going. You think I just wanted to be a pop star. I didn't realize that I actually wanted to be a songwriter, and that's kind of what happened. That's how it came out, yeah.
And do you think he's got a tougher life than you had as a young entrant into the music world?
It's hard to say because
they measure it by
it's
streaming
all
now.
different now, and
You've got goals, man. You sold LPs. He's got to count streams.
It's hard, bro. I don't know how.
It's not fair.
I don't know.
I
how.
want to also
Yeah,
sell
it's
LPs.
different.
Very hard.
But it's also cool because you know the machine, and it's one swings and roundabouts. Actually, I'm sure it's quite the same and as hard, just in different ways.
Take us into your heart and into our hearts. What are you going to sing for us? Your seventh. So clearly that creative fountain is still very much working despite all the load shedding.
Yeah, no, I'm on
Seventh album,
number
huh?
7, yeah. And
Does it talk about another season in your life, or is it just Wendy Oldfield?
it's just Wendy Oldfield. People ask me about my career, and I go, no, I just do stuff.
Just do stuff,
just
Wendy.
do stuff. I don't talk about a career
Take us
anymore.
into the stuff.
This one's a song called One of the Girls.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. I wanna be one of the girls hanging with the kids on the corner, doing things my mama tried to warn me of. Just enough for me to do it any way I see. What you say is not what you feel. I see through the stories you tell yourself, but they're not mine. When the lightning bird falls from the sky, will we even notice as our lives pass us by? I wanna be one of the girls.
One of the girls. One of the girls. One of the girls.
Yeah. I wanna be spoken to. You'd be surprised at what I can do. I know more than get credit for. Oh, just tell me the truth. I wanna be straight up. Say what I mean and mean what I say. There's in between in so many ways. Yeah, and there's the truth. When the lightning bird falls from the sky, will we even notice as our lives pass us by? I wanna be one of the girls.
One of the girls. One of the girls. One of the girls.
I wanna be one of the
Girls. One of the girls. One of the girls. One of the girls.
to. I want to be heard. I want to be considered. I'm a human on this earth. 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 And when the lightning bird falls from the sky, will we even notice as our lives pass us by? When the lightning bird falls from the sky, will we even notice as our lives pass us by? I want to be one of the girls,
one of the girls, one of the girls, one of the girls.
I want to be
One of the girls, one of the girls, one of the girls,
one of the girls. I want to be the
one of the girls, one of the girls, one of the girls, one of the girls.
That was really special in Wendy Oldfield stuff kind of mode. Absolutely beautiful, Wendy.
Thank you.
I'm just thinking, Keenan, when I asked you, we got young Keenan Eksteen. He's starting his career. Keenan Eksteen, that's the name. And he sang the song earlier. And I asked you about 10 years, where do you see yourself? And you were a little clumsy about that. And obviously, you're 22 years old. And look where you're going to be 10 years down the line. Evergreen, hopefully.
Looks like only 5 years
Maybe,
down the
yeah,
line.
you know, exactly.
Oh, you are the sweetest
I
thing.
chose my numbers well there.
Yeah, you did.
Wendy, so evergreen, I think, is clearly the ambition for any musician that enters the industry.
Definitely.
You know, when I was 20, I was sort of looking at what I'd be doing when I was 40 years old, and I thought, well, I won't be performing because who's going to be performing when they're 40? How needy. And I'm
Will I be
59
alive
now, and Lionel is like nearly 107, I think.
104, don't be rude.
Lionel, I watched you. I watched you sing along. I want to be one of the girls, and I nearly sang along with it. What does the song mean
So
to you?
catchy.
Yeah.
It's such a
Very
great,
tempting.
I mean, the lyric is great, and it's a catchy song. And I love her stuff. I do new dress. I've got a new dress. I wear it every day.
And you
I
do
mean-
you own that dress, and you
Doesn't bother
own.
me. I mean, I'm from
one of the girls.
Mozambique. I used to wear caftans like when I
Yeah,
was
for
a
sure.
teenager.
Comes easy to
Yeah.
some of us.
What
They make him
Lionel
in a
does in
men's
his
tent.
home on a Friday night is no one's business.
Wendy, clearly, as I said, the creativity is still spewing forth, and you're still on the circuit. I know you're on the circuit, not as much anymore, or to the extent that you
Well,
were.
not as much because of the last.
Okay, the 2 years we can
Yes.
understand. Do you haven't taken a conscious decision to maybe, kind of.
To reel it in.
Yes, just a little bit.
Can I come and just slap you once?
Okay, no, good. So you're still very active, and where can we see
Yeah,
you?
I'm still very active. In fact, last night I was at Cafe Rue, and tomorrow night I'm at Armchair Theatre.
Tonight.
Okay, that's.
Oh, tonight.
And there's
Thank you,
there's place for us, Wendy.
Of course,
Okay.
yes, there'll always be place. You can phone me.
Okay, well, Wendy Oldfield in the studio, Evergreen.
What
and,
are you doing tonight?
We're actually playing at Cafe Rue as well. And then the next show we're playing is
Swapsies.
Armchair as well.
Hold on a second, you playing on the same night?
No,
Oh.
we played Cafe Rue last night. We're doing Armchair tonight.
Armchair
They're
tonight.
playing
I got
Cafe
it.
Rue tonight.
And
Okay,
next
well-
week I'm at the Homestead in Hart Bay with Robin Auld. Sorry.
Wow.
Hout Bay.
With Robin Auld to next week on Saturday.
I heard the Hout Bay shows are quite nice on that side.
I've never been to the Homestead,
Oh, okay,
so it'll
okay,
be a
okay,
first time gig
Nice.
there for me.
And Lionel, Cape Town, are you settled here or what?
I've been working on a mega yacht.
On a mega yacht in town.
No, in
Well,
Europe and
couldn't be Joburg, so yeah, let me just get that right.
It is such a long
around
yacht,
the
they
world.
say.
It's a
You-
Lani.
Hold on a second, not like repairing it. You're talking like
No, singing.
singing. Oh wow!
So
And
I
how
can do my own stuff.
Pole dancing.
I'll do like covers, the occasional pole dance.
and a mega yacht that takes how many people?
It sounds like a lot, maximum 420 people.
Okay.
But when you park next to like those ships that take 3,000 people, you
Yes.
look like a mini next to a bus.
Sure.
You know.
But 400 people is...
Over 7 decks, 8 decks.
Wow, okay.
That's, you know,
But it's still an intimate experience. It's not as if you can fit
no,
400
it's very
people into
intimate.
it. Yeah.
It's
We never
super
get
lively.
400 people in
Sure.
any area of anywhere on the ship, because there's a piano bar at the front. I play in like the lounge where they come for pre-dinner cocktails and
Yeah.
pre-show cocktails. There's a theatre in the middle. There's a pool on deck. There's lots happening. You know?
There's as many staff as there are.
But it's kind of as
clientele.
many staff, as they are clientele. So it's very kind of high end. It's one of the top luxury cruise lines in the world.
I mean, in radio, you can only get that amount of abuse in your life, you know, then you kind of hang up your guns.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're in the music business, you're there for life. It has you locked in.
You're resilient, actually.
Yeah, it just became a thing, you know, like when lockdown came. It was kind of, you just have to do what you got to do. I mean, I also produced and wrote and I produced Wendy's second solo album. And you just get, you know, whatever calls you. And it seemed like a good... I played on the big ships many years ago. And I said, I don't want that experience. I don't want to be playing to thousands of people.
I'm just wondering, what is the possibility of some magic happening in the last minutes of this particular show? Is there a collaboration of sorts? I mean, we've got
Are you
three
good at harmonies?
beautiful musicians we've got.
Harmonies, no.
We've got a
But
beautiful-
I can strum along for you guys, and I can oohs and ahs.
You can play along, it's very easy.
Keenan
Let's do it.
is going to
Let's do it.
join in. And Wendy's going to lead the
Actually,
charge.
you play it. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, that's not good.
Tell us where you're going to take us now, Wendy.
I'm going to play a song called Big Feeling.
Big feeling.
It's a love song that I wrote on my last album, and I don't do love songs very often, so it's the thing.
Keenan is going to join her. Keenan, of course, Eksteen, a young entrant to the music world and taking it by storm, may I add, both Cape Town, South Africa, and Europe. So let's take a listen. A collaboration, some magic on CapeTalk.
Lightning struck, it hit the ground, didn't even make a sound, and you were there in the glare, staring into the fire, and everything was quiet. Eternal moments, every star that had ever been wished on before seemed to light up at the same time. There was nothing I could do, even if I wanted to. All I wanted was you. Oh, I got a big feeling, it's feeding me, and I'm so hungry now. I guess it must be love. I had no plans, no expectations, no more. I didn't even notice you in that way. And then I didn't get my feet wet. I didn't go knee deep. I just went diving. Now we're swimming. And everything was quiet. Eternal moments. Every star that had ever been wished on before seemed to light up at the same time. There was nothing I could do, even if I wanted to. All I wanted was you. I got a good feeling, it's
it's feeding me day and me, and I'm so hungry. And I guess it must be love.
Special. Super special. It's super special as we come to the end of our day together. Beautiful sounds. And there was qualities that Keenan brought to the studio in terms of his musicality. There's a lot that you have in common in terms of what you just played a little earlier, Keenan. Just in terms of instinctively how you grew into that particular song and owned it there towards the latter part.
I must say, very creative chords used though, so much respect. Hats off to that one.
Thank
And he
you.
played catch up in, I think, quickly.
You got me there in a few moments. That quick G to B minor, you got
the
very
change
clever.
of the-
And there they go, G to B, and we thought it was magic. We're going to have to
Beauty.
wrap it there, unfortunately. It's 12. But Wendy, it's so good to see you. And
Very nice to be
lots of
here.
love and lots of strength to you too, Lionel Bastos.
Thank you
Enjoy
so
your
much.
Thank you,
swanky
Ryan.
little
Thank you very much.
yacht.
I think I'm back for
His
a while
swanky
now.
yacht.
For
Maybe you can go and join him on that swanky yacht when you do Europe.
Mega
Keenan.
yachts.
Oh, yeah.
It's been such a privilege having you in, and that magic that it ended with the cherry on top of my Friday and week. I shall see you on Monday. Take care. Till next time.